Hello and welcome back to Dial H for Heroclix. I'm your host, Kalder and Ian. This episode, we're going to be catching up on some amazing Heroclix news, as well as talk a little bit about Heroclix Nationals. This is episode 566. Howdy, howdy. Let's get rowdy.
Do you really wanna click save?
Leadership,
Roll a six, make a move extreme.
token up,
Take an action from your team. I go straight to your start, hypersonic speed.
roll a 5,
Getting brave, hitting blades, claws, fangs.
KO,
Stick and move, click a few just to hit a stop. Need a 3 CCE on a flurry close.
tear your dials apart.
Once the timer starts, do you really wanna click save? What's going up must come down. Do you really wanna click save? Baby, you gotta find the word you soon become. You're the best, the judge is wrong, but you amplify the damage on. Roll your dice for initiative, son.
Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Use code DIAL5, DIAL5, for 5% off your Cool Stuff Inc. order. And if you want to get Heroclix straight from the source, you can go to shop.wizkids.com. You can use code DIALH10, DIALH10, for 10% off your HeroClix order, not usable with certain pre-orders, iconics, or promos. Joining me in the studio is not, ladies and gentlemen, is not Ian Eggleston. Instead, it is Bill DeRoche. I think I said that as right as I usually try to. What's going on, Bill?
Well, first of all, you did nail it. You got it right that time. Congratulations. Ryan Redmond, I'm looking at you. You'll learn it someday.
You'll have to get used to looking at Ryan Redmond because he will be on our stream team this week at Origins, and there will just be I know a plethora of words, probably plethora, and several other words that he just will not be able to pronounce. One being, of course, your name, a proper noun, and then the word Origins, the name of the event.
He does add a lot of random syllables to that word, and I've never really understood why.
He's a syllable type guy. He's a go big or go home. You should really read his syllabus. That's pretty crazy about whatever. I don't know. This is a weird bit.
It's probably about lifting and how to pronounce origins and like stuff like that.
Something about physical therapy and your joints are falling apart. I don't know. Something like that. Something about his love letter to sleeves and how he just loves wearing sleeves, shirts with sleeves.
He's a big sleeves guy. I've noticed over the years.
Why he doesn't like lime green. Why he thinks lime green is just a really ugly, tacky color, and he would never wear it.
Man would never be caught dead in lime green.
He would never do it. His hatred of cargo shorts. He'd totally talk about he does not like cargo shorts whatsoever.
He does not want pockets on his shorts.
He's a big fan of khakis. Actually, he's a big khakis guy. Huge, massive khakis guy. Big long sleeve sweater turtleneck type guy. Ryan Redmond
doesn't like wrestling. He's like, no wrestling, please.
He doesn't care for it.
No one ever.
It's fake. It's so fake to him. He just doesn't like it. So, anyways, Bill, what made you happy this week, my man?
Well, what made me happy this week was the town I went to high school in had its bicentennial, so I got to get back together with a lot of friends from high school, some who I hadn't seen in a while. We all hung out. It was a good time. I did some axe throwing. That was really fun. Guys came down with their kids, and there was like a petting zoo, and they got to do pony rides. And I mean, it was a real good time. There was a sad, very shockingly sad moment that happened, though, Calder.
Okay.
It kind of ruined the whole event for everyone. I mean, everyone was having such a good time.
Okay.
It all took a turn for the worse. Calder, so your boy Bill, he was crushing a glizzy. And
I hate that sentence, but okay.
Your boy Bill was crushing a glizzy, and he got ketchup on his Dial H for Heroclix 10th anniversary t-shirt.
Oh,
no. I was representing, right? I mean, I had to represent. So I had the 10-year anniversary shirt on. I got ketchup on it. And I just got it out of the washing machine /dryer right before we started recording this episode, and there's still just like a hint staying there. I tried to get out. It's like mostly gone, but it's just enough where I'm like, because the shirt's white, it's like, oh, I mean, I can't really walk around like this.
I'm
So
sorry.
I don't know. Can I still get another copy? Do they still exist, or are those things done?
Let me look and see. I know I made more shirts than we actually had Patreon members at the time, but I also just
Mhm.
went through and shipped off a few shirts. So that I'll do my best.
And
For a
And by
super
the way,
fan,
listeners, this is not us trying to shield to get you to buy T-shirts. That actually happened. Like yesterday when I was at the Bicentennial,
we might
I spilled ketchup on my T-shirt.
I can just think of this like slow motion. No,
It
as like
actually
you
happened. I was
see
taking
the
a bite
little bit
out
of
of
ketchup.
this delicious Detroit glizzy, and then the ketchup just came off the side, and I was like, no, and he just got the shirt.
Wow.
Tried to wipe it off. Couldn't fix it. But I dominated the axe throwing, so it's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
Gotta
We
take
love
the good
it.
with the bad.
We got to see it.
What made you happy, Calder?
This week was a loaded week, stacked week. Way too much fun, way too much good stuff going on. I have to shout out that in Omaha right now, there is the College World Series, which has something to do with baseball and I think college aged baseball athletes, something like that, which really just means downtown is really, 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 really busy and kind of annoying to drive in. So I was not in Omaha, Nebraska this weekend. Instead, I was in Ashland, Nebraska, about 20 minutes away at the 32nd annual Testicle Festival. That's right. Rocky Mountain Oysters, ladies and gentlemen. I was taking some time to remind myself of my country, Western, ranchy roots that I grew up in. And this was really common back home, a lot of small towns around us. You would donate all of the castrated you know, calf nuts that you would get. And I apologize for some people that may find this gross or off-putting or whatever. But this is real. This is how your food's made. This is how if you like a burger, if you like burgers, if you like steaks, this is what goes into it. You have to castrate the bulls. It's just the way it goes. And so why let them go to waste? And typically there would be feeds and stuff. And so this is a feed that they hold here in Nebraska. I went to the 30th annual one. I missed last year's. I was very excited to go again. And it was just a good time. It's very tacky. They're very aware of what they're doing, of what this festival is, and that's why it's really funny. I put some pictures up on Facebook, on my personal Facebook. I just had a blast. You listen to
they lean into it. You're saying they lean into it?
Oh, they lean into it really heavy. There's a very off-putting T-shirt that I bought that may get shown off or worn. Who knows? It's honestly like an awful shirt to wear in public. But there's like a guy in this inflatable bull costume that has like an exaggerated pear.
Sure. Yes, I think we understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with the topic of conversation, yeah. And then like you can wear, how some trucks have like, truck nuts, how those are like a really rednecky
I've seen them, yes.
hick thing. They have those on like a chain that you can wear around your neck for like pictures and stuff. But there's good old country music being played, some really good country music covers, some original songs. So I do love that there's like a place for original country music artists in Nebraska to play. That's really cool. It's just great vibes all around. Big old wooden Jenga hanging out, eating some, and they really do just taste like chicken. They're like not gross at all. They don't have a weird texture. There's nothing wrong with them. Try them sometime. It's a great time. Hung out with some friends, and we did the 32nd annual Testicle Festival, of course. And then we also went to the Air and Space Museum that was in Ashland, which is pretty cool. And we also checked out one of the national parks around there. So just overall, a great day, a super fun time. So I had a blast, and yeah, it was a good time. Before we get into some news, I do want to talk a little bit about what I played this week. It's been really hectic to actually play a game of Heroclix, for me anyways. So I do want to highlight a team that I played and how I did today really quickly. So we were doing a Father's Day build. So another shout out to all of the fathers out there in Heroclix, all the Heroclix community dads that are raising little ones. Especially shout out to all the dads whose children don't like Heroclix. And that's truly difficult. It's easy to be a father when your kids like Heroclix, but When they don't, I understand that makes your job a lot harder.
So,
So
so what you're
heart goes
saying
out
is
to you.
Ryan Redmond. Ryan Redmond is not included in the shout out. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean also just normal, people that are fathers, whether or not their children play HeroClix, or if they do play HeroClix, if they're the Ryan Redmonds of the world, the Ed Arnold Berkovitzes of the world, and
We're
I can't
including
think
them.
of.
Okay, fine.
I mean, he's got a pretty. I would say, as far as a father and son duo goes, that plays HeroClix.
I mean,
Yeah.
what? We're gonna call them the best father son duo?
I mean, I'm
I
not
guess
saying
the
that.
Elo,
I'm
the
just,
Elo,
I'm
the
just
Elo
shouting out.
says they
I'm
are.
not
But I
saying.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, also that. I'm just saying that is another father-son duo that plays HeroClix. I just want to know that dads, thank you. Anyways, our theme was, it was honestly kind of a ridiculous theme. It was 600 points Golden Age, but you could only have 3 actions. But if leadership, you had leadership, you could do 4. 600 Golden Age, no figures were allowed to be under 75 points. So you had to play some bigger guys, is the whole point of this build. And of course, I want to play HeroClix the way I like playing HeroClix, which is just playing characters named Captain America. So I played 2 Captain America Pegasuses at 125 points. I've yet to ever play a Cap Pegasus at 125 points, and it was a blast playing them at the high point line. I really liked how they could stick around in game for longer. Playing the 600 point format, made them feel pretty good. One had the longsword, one had destroyer. I opted for close combat expert on both. Then I played the Hellfire Gala, Captain America. This was a strategic pick here, Bill, because he says his defense power says if an opposing character, Captain America and adjacent friendly characters, the Avengers keyword, take a maximum of 2 damage from opposing characters that have the team ability chosen for Avengers. So in this format, the idea was that if they're going to play all these big guys, they're probably going to have 1 or 2 people that just like share cosmic energy or something, which was the case.
wise.
So playing
wise.
the Hellfire Gala cap at 100 points, also the lack of leadership kind of went nuts, kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. So he was huge. He also had the emotional modifier equipped because I'm evil. So I was able to also make them modify their defenses like -1, right?
It was Hydra Cap in your head, Ken. That was
Yeah,
Hydra
Hellfire Cap is actually Hydra Cap in this game.
Just with the better outfit.
True, way cooler outfit. Then I played the Legacy card Captain America. Honestly, he is super underperformed. I was very rarely outnumbered to where the bystanders, I only ever was able to make the bystanders on 1 game. So 75 point legacy cap, even though I love him, typically died every game and didn't do a whole lot, which is kind of a bummer. I played the other 75 point Sam Wilson Captain America from the starter set. So he says all characters with the Avengers keyword within range and line of fire modify damage +1, which is really nuts. So this is a high damage team. And then I also played Green Lantern. This is golden. So 75 point Green Lantern from Wonder Woman 80th. So now all my characters have energy shield deflection. They all have a 19 defense with defend. They all can only take 2 damage at a time from a character chosen for Avengers. And then with Legacy Cap, because they're adjacent to other people with the Avengers team ability, they modify their defense +1. So everybody was pretty much always sitting at a 22 defense, which is pretty cool. And then my double Pegasus Captain Americas were a base 12. They were a 13 because they both had close combat expert. And then they were a 14 if they attack somebody that we chose for Avengers. So they're a 14 attack. They have 4 damage printed top dial. They have close combat expert, so they're a 5. Sam Wilson can see them, so they're a 6. And then if they're adjacent to each other for Empower or next to the Hellfire Gala Captain America for Empower, they're dealing 7 damage. They're a 14 for 7, cutting straight through any defense powers. It was a pretty nasty team. The team ran through 2 teams really well. And then, so the last 2 games had Darkseid. And during the first game, I had completely forgot that Darkseid, when he KOs a character with just any name, you also KO every other character with that name.
Ooh, that's rough.
And Darkseid, well, yeah, I totally forgot about that, and I just let him kill Legacy Cap. And I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. But then it just killed every single other Captain America besides Green Lantern. And I'm like, oh, well, butts. And then we I think this was legal. I used Canon Event to save one cap. So like he killed Legacy Cap, and then it's after resolutions. You choose whatever. So I don't know if I could have used Canon Event, but I used it to keep one Legacy Cap or one Pegasus Cap alive. But I still ended up like losing. I just couldn't hit.
I think you could do that because he would do his after resolution effects first, and then you do your after resolution effects second. So they would then stack up, right? And you just pick one to die, and then be like, okay, that one's died. Now I'm going to protect whichever one I want. I think that works.
I think so.
No one should ever use me as their, as their rules.
That can just kind of go
out.
Rules
lawyer.
Go out into the ethos, and people can let me know if that was legal or not. Either way, I lost that game, so I'm not too broken up about it. And so then the second game against Darkseid, I was like, okay, we just have to nuke him right away, and we have to keep everybody adjacent to Hellfire Gala Cap. So that way Darkseid can never really kill a Captain America. You know, I still had all the tools to not let a Cap die, but it was still scary. So I ended up winning 2 out of the 3 games. It was just kind of fun. It was a blast. That Darkseid, man, he got me pretty good. But in the next game, just nuke him. Took him to Nuke City. Hit him with a Nuka-Cola. And yeah, so this was my Father's Day team. Let me know what you guys think, or not. Whatever. Bill, we have some cool news.
It's cool. I mean,
oh, thanks.
It was also the 250th anniversary of the United States Army, so it was a good good weekend to play a heavy cap.
Some soldiers. So we were representing soldiers. We had Hal Jordan on there too.
Yeah.
We were representing soldiers all around.
True.
We have some great news, Bill. We have some really cool stuff coming out. Is there anything in particular that you want to start with or chat about? Kind of the first thing, I'm kind of using Clicks Nexus to keep me, their Facebook page, to keep me on track here. They're showing the X-Men starter. So the 2026 starter set is not going to be an Avengers starter set like it has been. It is instead it looks like it's going to be using very X-Men 90s, 70s sculpts, but they're not really cartoony looking. So these might just be kind of normal X-Men. But either way, a really cool Wolverine sculpt jumping through the air, a really great Bishop sculpt. I really like his a lot. And then a pretty classic Cyclops and Jean Grey sculpt with 4 figures, 8 character cards, a double-sided map, 2 dice, token sheets, powers and abilities, starter rule books, all that stuff. Anything you got to say about the X-Men starter?
I'm digging the Bishop. I love the outfit. He's got the the red neckerchief on. Definitely the animated series style outfit. He's doing he's actually using his power in the actual sculpt, where you don't see that often, where Bishop's mutant powers, he can absorb energy shot at him and he can take it into himself, and then he can fire it back at someone. Definitely a cool sculpt. Like it a lot.
Absolutely. The Wolverine this is my favorite Wolverine. I know a lot of people like the tan Wolverine costume, but the black and yellow and blue, this is like my favorite Wolverine costume. I think it's very iconic. So I love seeing this costume on a Wolverine.
Next up, 90s X-Men Wolverine, great.
It's just so good. Bill, you want to talk about the Thundercats and who all we
absolutely Thundercats, which by the way I think is something that people are going to be incredibly excited about. I'm debating whether or not I should do the actual chant or not. You know what, Calder? I'm going to do it. Thundercats, ho! Everyone who was alive in the 80s, you're excited. We've got all the classic Thundercats here. We've got, obviously, I'm trying to read them and trying to get the pictures.
all the classic Thundercats.
We got Lion-O, we got Panthro, we've got Tigra, we've got Chitara, we got Snarf, we got everybody's favorites. I mean, we got Mum-Ra. What are you not? And by the way, the sculpts look amazing.
They are really cool.
Absolutely amazing.
I really like these sculpts. I think, I feel bad. It's Lion-O who has the really big gauntlets and so it's got to be the main character, right? He looks dope.
Lion-O,
looks great.
Lion-O's the one he's got the sword.
I think these are
Mum-Ra. He kind of looks like he's sort of a mummy.
He's kind of he's got some sickly kind of skin. He's got his cape is flowing. His teeth look gnarly. He looks huge. I hope he's just big. And then I do like Nunchuck guy as well. I don't know the other names.
That's Panthro. That's Panthro.
He looks cool. He looks awesome.
Mum-Ra is in his more like advanced form, where like at some point he was kind of just covered in the like all the wrappings, like a mummy, right? And he kind of exploded out of that, went Super Saiyan. So like that's like the more the more full power on version. But yeah, it's definitely cool we're getting that. I mean, I have a feeling this is going to be a very heavy seller. So when you see this, get your pre-orders in, man, because don't expect this one to sit around. Even if the dials aren't good, which I bet you they will be. Get the money in. I really hope the sword is an equipment, although we don't really know that, do we?
Well, it says that the Iconics contains the 5 figures that you named, as well as 6 bystanders, some Heroclix bystanders that are cardboard. So
no equipment.
So it doesn't sound as well. Again, what if not? This is like the greatest way to get it, but what if like the sword is just
if it was
bystander equipment?
But it gives him sight beyond sight, Calder. I mean, that's what it does. I think that minimum it would give him Superman TA.
Okay.
Calder, it gives him sight beyond sight. That's all that it matters. Okay. I guess it would give him improved targeting everything. I mean, I guess is what we're gonna go with. So, I mean, think about how maybe that's why they didn't make it an equipment. They're like, oh, we can't have it say sight beyond sight, and he just an equipment that gives improved targeting everything. I guess
that would be awful.
Break the game. So,
that would be way too good. Oh
maybe,
my gosh.
Maybe we don't want that. Maybe WizKids made it a good decision not to give the sword.
I mean, sight beyond sight. If you just said ignores hindering terrain +2 range, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. That's a really effective, really good equipment. But if you said, oh yeah, he just has improved targeting everything, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. That's a lot.
Yeah, but Calder, would you be buying the set?
Well, yes, I would buy it because that's insanely way too good. It's broken. So to just be equipable, even if it was I don't know. I feel like even if it was 15, 20 points, ignores everything. I don't know how that would be. Just crazy.
Earns 50 points and he ignores everything, kind of.
True. I mean, that is true. This is no keyword requirement, just equipped to somebody. This fake, this made up thing in our brains. Yeah, sounds really good.
Well, thankfully we don't live in that universe, so we're okay.
And Bill, what do you think of the Heroclix, and the? Can you say the Hydra's name again? The Lernian. Lernian.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with it's either Lernian or Lernian. I don't actually know, but I do know how to pronounce the word Hydra, and I can pronounce Hydra.
You're used to hailing it all the time, so I get it.
Oh, Calder, no, you're the captain. You're the cap guy.
Oh, sure.
Sure. You've got a green uniform somewhere that you just never show anybody.
It speaks to me like the Green Goblin mask. Put me on. No, I can't. But that is going to be $50. That'll come out January 26th is the expected release date for the Hydra and Heroclix. This is very much classic, I guess, just mythology. Heroclix, right? It's
I hope they expand that. That'd be really cool to get more of that. I love that you can get there's extra heads involved too, which is super cool. You can decide how many heads. I mean, we don't know the mechanic of how it's going to work, but it'd be pretty cool if every time you damage it, it adds another head. And I mean, it'd be wild if it just gave it another target. If it was just it's got one target, you hit it, you add another head, it's got 2 targets, you hit it, it's got another head, it's got 3 targets. That'd be really cool.
That'd be really sick. Actually.
It'll be interesting to see how that works.
So I'm really excited for this next thing. This is the WizKids Heroclix Snowball Fight monthly OP kit. This is my kind of monthly OP kit right here. It has all these different gingerbread men. If you know anything about me, you know that every time they've come out with a gingerbread man, or so I guess twice, the surfing one and the candy cane one, I bought 10 minimum. I love these generic gingerbread men. I love Christmas. I love gingerbread men. I'm just huge. I'm a sucker for these. So as soon as WizKids puts the thing on their store, buy this much of X, Y, and Z stuff, I'm I'm there. I'm getting my gingerbread man. I think this stuff rocks. So the fact that this is a monthly OP kit that comes with 3 gingerbread generals and then 9 gingerbread man with an all-new dial and 12 snowball terrain markers, 3 generals, and then just 9 other gingerbread men, that rules. That rocks. I'm stupid excited for it. So, the prospect of being able to win so many is really sick. It's top 3, ideally, get a gingerbread man and then a gingerbread general. And then there's maybe 6 more just gingerbread men to hand out. But there's also 12 snowball terrain markers and then all of the generic gingerbread men are kind of cocking back one of their little gingerbread limbs with a snowball in hand as if to throw, and then the generals are pointing with their little gingerbread nubs. And I love it. And they have like frosting that looks like a hat and a little button uniform and all this. I think this rules. So the expected release for this OP kit is going to be November of this year. So right in time for the holiday wintry season months, and you'll be able to play for this hopefully at your store. I know I'll be talking with my store about getting this bad boy ordered and playing it because this thing rocks. This is this is really really cool. And then it says they recommend a battle royale or sealed format using booster bricks from inventory or anything like this. But yeah, this is like awesome. And then it's a max.
You know what I recommend?
What do you recommend, Bill? An actual snowball?
I recommend. No, well, first of all, those are delightful. But I recommend building an actual gingerbread house and then setting it on the map and using that as like as terrain when you go around. You know what I mean? How amazing would that be?
That would actually be pretty sick. I like it a lot.
I mean, anyone else out here listening, do it, and then send your pictures at Dilate for Heroclix. We want to see who's got the coolest gingerbread, like maybe a gingerbread fort that you could do, and then have them all like snowball fighting around the beach. Absolutely amazing. Maybe I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'm gonna post the best gingerbread fort. Yeah.
I know you guys wanted to play Heroclix, but instead grab some frosting, grab the little gingerbread panel-y slabs. Whoever builds the best gingerbread house, that's who wins. That would be fun and whimsical for the winter holidays, for the months, full of Christmas joy, I would say. We also have this DC Iconics Flash Speed Force pack. I really like this idea for Iconics a lot, where it's not necessarily a specific, like, I obviously love the first appearance Iconics, and I love the big events like the Death of Superman, the Nightfall type stuff. I think that's really cool. I think an Iconics where it's just, yo, check it out. It's just all of a bunch of these guys that are an iconic character, like the Flash, Wally West, Jay Garrick, Barry Allen, Black Flash, a team up card, and then I think it's just like another Barry Allen is what it is, which is cool. So
I think it's just a team up card for Barry Allen, right? Kind of like the team up card for Captain America and the Kooky Quartet.
Oh, I see. That's probably fair. So I don't know. I think it's really cool. I like this a lot. It's not necessarily from one specific comic, but it is just an iconic character and some of his allies, which is really neat. So I like the sculpts. One of the Flashes, I assume Barry is doing like tornado arms. Black Flash is very zombie-esque with all this red lightning. They all have a yellow lightning bolt for a base. There's some Flash.
The base is amazing. I mean, that might be one of the coolest bases I've ever seen them put on actual figures before. That is really cool that they all have that base.
It's sick. So I like it a lot. It's also like a decent amount of figures for $45. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 figures for $45 plus a team up card. So it's like $10 a figure, $5 for the team up card. That's not too bad as far as Iconics and everything goes, especially for like how high quality and how nice the sculpts are and everything for Iconics. So I dig that a lot, actually.
Absolutely. Flash fans, sign yourself up.
X-Men 97 is going to be one of the latest Heroclix 400s. It's looking like we're going to get a Heroclix 400 for every main set release so far, which is cool. I personally enjoy it. I like the Heroclix 400. I'm biased because the Kooky Quartet was really good. So, I'll keep playing 400 games if people want to keep just buying a pack and playing, because I feel like until they make a set as good as the Kooky Quartet, it's easy dubs for your boy playing Cap and the crew. But this Heroclix 400 is going to have Wolverine, Jubilee, Storm, and Forge. Love that Forge is in it. IMO. Forge is my boy. So we get a Wolverine and a Forge, which I'm pretty stoked about. Again, favorite costume, so works out pretty well. And then they get a Heroclix one shot, which I feel like is kind of curious because these Iconics are built to be exactly 400 points typically, and then roughly exactly 300 points, right? So a one shot
that is interesting, yeah.
Points versus like a team up card that's like free, or in Black Panther's case, items or terrain that's included on your forge that's also just free. I think it's interesting that they include a one shot. Now, this could help sell it, I suppose, but I don't feel like it would be, unless there's some special rules, it wouldn't be usable like or playable with the team, right? Because unless one of the characters has something that says you can have the one shot for free, right? Like some kind of collector's trove-esque trait, I would assume.
Yep. That's a good point, Calder. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah,
That would
maybe
be the only
maybe
way.
it would be like that. Some sort of thing with like one of them. I'm not sure who would. Maybe Forge would be the one I would think to give it out, because Forge is the I create stuff person. So like maybe he could figure out a way to they have him give out the one shot for free. I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure it out. See when it comes out, right?
Just find out. Bill, have you played much like 400-point games? Have you tried the kind of casual 400-point that like the Heroclix 400s are kind of built for?
I've played 400 point silver.
Okay.
I've played
Not
a lot
so
of
casual.
higher point casual games for sure. Usually they were golden, just picking random figures that I wanted to play. Like an actual 400 point modern where it was like only modern. I don't think I've ever played a game like that before.
I would say definitely try it. I would check it out because I enjoy playing Heroclix 400. I enjoy like the 400-point format in a very casual setting. Lets you play more of your favorite guys. Lets you kind of have a little more fun with it. If everybody's kind of on the same page, it's a pretty cool time. It's a pretty good time. A buddy and I, when I was first getting to Heroclix, we always played 400 points. So much so, like I knew that 300 was the normal format, but him and I, we always played 400. That when he went to a tournament, he was like, "Oh, I had no clue that normal HeroClix was played at 300 points," which I thought was hilarious. So,
did he show up with a 400 point team?
He showed up with a 400-point team and had to like switch some stuff around. Yeah,
that had been rough.
It is. It's a tad rough, Bill. It's a tad rough. We also get to see the dial. I'm not going to talk about the dial, but we see the dial for Edward Nygma, the Riddler from Batman Forever. Hilarious that this is real, by the way. That Batman Forever is getting an Iconics.
The card looks awesome. Like what they show of it, like it looks really cool. Like the art on it,
really cool.
Awesome.
It is really sick. The big Riddler logo question mark on the flip side of the card looks great. And it's kind of got this green smoky haze, which looks really neat. Also, I want to shout out.
Certainly reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah. Nate, does it?
I mean, I'm older than you, Caller. I mean, I'm older than
okay.
I was a kid when that came out.
I guess you've seen, I guess you have actually seen this movie. I've seen it as well, but, I also want to shout out another Batman villain, Killer Moth, getting made for, like, the second and a half time in HeroClix. He is, I believe, currently still a buyable on the WizKids website. If you pay $50 or more in HeroClix product, you also get Killer Moth thrown in for free. Killer Moth is like a fan favorite character. I like him a lot. I don't remember ever reading a comic with him in it, but in the Lego Batman game, this is just how I know Killer Moth. He was like one of the few characters that could fly. And in Lego games, it's so tough to traverse some areas, and there's like hidden secrets and all this stuff. It's like when you unlocked Boba Fett or Jango Fett in the original Lego Star Wars, you were like, whoa, jetpack? I can kind of go anywhere now. And that's kind of how Killer Moth was. And he was like really hard to unlock, at least as long as I remember. So it was really cool to like when you finally got Killer Moth. So I've always been a pretty big fan of Killer Moth. When he was made like once in Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girls, he was really bad. And then the Legacy card made him playable enough. And now this guy's pretty fun. He's got some cool tech tokens that allows him to do a few more things. He can be masterminded too, which is always kind of an ability for me. Like I love Kite Man. It sucks that Kite Man has to be like mastermind fodder. I like Killer Moth. A bummer that he's got to be mastermind fodder, but it's pretty accurate to the character. Both are pretty low tier villains, but I do just enjoy the whole he can gain flight and get +1 combat values. Very accurate dial, really cheap, 50 or 35 points. He's a team player with his enhancement. He can always, of course, copy something higher attack value wise, Batman enemy. So big fan. I like him, and I really like the sculpt. Sculpt is really cool. It's really good. Well, Bill, do you want to chat a little bit about what you wanted to talk about as far as Nationals goes?
I think everybody's excited for Nationals, right? That's the thing that's coming up.
I'm
we all want to know.
I love that there's a lot of little 300 modern mini tournaments. I of course love Learn to Plays. Honestly, the biggest thing is I'm really excited that it's back in Origins. Origins had so much space. Last time I was at Nationals, in 2019, which is the last time it was at Origins. So, well, I guess I was at Nationals last year, but I was at Nationals and Origins in 2019, the last year it happened there. And we had the max amount of people we'd ever seen for a team event, which was huge. And it was just a blast. The room they have and how much space they have at Origins, if it's similar, is going to be really nice. So I'm particularly excited just for how much space we'll have. It won't be so crammed. I love Gen Con. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing all the different games. I love buying different board games, checking them out. Love, love, love Gen Con. But Origins.
I mean, Calder, last time you
spacious,
played
so
at
nice.
Nationals at Gen Con, how'd that go?
I did well. Last time I played, I maybe got 11th place, a pretty casual 11th place at the Heroclix National Tournament at Gen Con, the United States National Tournament. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun.
No biggie.
Yeah, just a casual 11th place out of roughly 64 people. Obviously, with pod play and everything else, it's a couple of repeats are in there. So 50-ish, 60 people tournament. Really good players. Had to beat some pretty good players to get to 11th place, and I was very excited. I was very happy with it. But yeah, this one won't have pod play, which is cool. It's kind of the old school, I believe, like 5 rounds, cut to top 32, something like that. I don't fully remember. Ian and I talked about it last week. If you want to know the crazy deep dive details, you can check out that episode. Don't worry, folks. But yeah, Bill, we also put out a feeler, or I should say Heroclix USA put out a Google form, and there will be a link to this in the podcast if you want to check it out. And it asks you who you think is going to win. So, like, what Heroclix player do you think is going to win, Silver Age, going to win Nationals, 300 Modern? What figures do you think will win? I was hoping the main attacker was Captain America from Smash and Destroy, the Chase Cap. So that's who my money is on to be the winner main attacker. Did you fill this survey out yet, Bill?
I did fill the survey out, of course. I'm a team player.
Do you want to give out any answers or a couple of hints maybe?
I mean, we could go back and forth. Do you want to admit who you said you think's going to win?
I did. Oh yeah, totally. I'm okay with that. I have no issue. I said Isaac Arnold Berkovitz is going to win. I mean, wow. Maybe he's going to. Maybe he's. I mean, yeah, I know. It was a very safe pick. I wasn't going out of my comfort zone at all. I was going for the what would you like, favored or something like that? I don't know what you would call it in the
favorite. Yeah, the favorite. Sure. I mean, and we are also assuming we don't know who's actually going to be at this. I mean, I'm assuming Isaac is going to be there, but we don't.
That's the thing too. It's like I don't know.
I don't know him. I don't know him personally, so maybe he's not.
Because I really don't know if they're going to show up or not.
We're assuming Isaac's going to be there.
I would pretty much always assume because he was at Nationals last year at Gen Con. I would assume he would be at Nationals this year at Origins. Assume, right? So you can only ever be like, yeah, I mean, that guy will probably be there. But sometimes it's like, I don't know. Would I have said Jackson Smith will win it all? I'm like, I don't know. He's from California. Is he going to make it out to Nationals? I haven't heard
that's
what it was. You know what I mean?
Jackson's one of the top players, but
it's a hard call.
It's not easy for him to get over there, right?
I would love to be like, yeah, dude, Emily is going to crush U.S. Nationals. But like, I don't know if she said she's going. That's just kind of like the reality of it, right? So, well, Bill, who was your choice, I guess, before
I'm going with once again, I'm going with Matty G.
Okay.
I don't know for sure if he's going to be there or not, but I'm going to go with Matty G. He's number 1 right now in the 300 ELO, and I got to stand by my man, as the song goes.
What events kind of pushed Matty to number 1 in the ELO? Because I don't.
He's played in a lot of events.
He's played in a lot of events. Okay. Matty's just a great player and a very consistently well-placing player.
In the events that he's played in, some of them are smaller against local players, but when he's played against local players, it hasn't been pretty for his local players, right? I'm assuming they don't enjoy playing against him is the most polite way I could say.
I mean, like, if it's going to be a battle, you just got to get better. That's the way Heroclix goes.
Matty G's got the rep anyway, right? It's not like he's accumulating these wins and no one's ever heard of him. He's got the rep and he seems like he's in top form. Matty G, I'm standing by my man. You're going to take it down at Nats this year.
So I was going for Isaac. Bill's going for Matty G. If you want to see some more people I shouldn't say guessing, but more people's picks, top picks, fill out the form. There'll be a link to the Google form here in the podcast description. Obviously, the more people that fill it out well and properly, the more useful it is, more data we can have. But also, Alec from Heroclix USA and Ryan Redmond from Degeneration Clicks also are going to be on the stream a ton this weekend because they're helping Ian and I out, and they're going to be part of the stream team for Nationals, which is pretty awesome. So they have also filled this out, and we're going to get to know their opinions and stuff. Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Thursday will be a lot of test streaming. Wednesday, a lot of setup. So just for if anybody wants to meet me in the airport, I'll be flying in. This is probably a little. No, I'm not going to do this, but I will be taking off from Omaha at like 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Is when my plane is scheduled to leave. So I'll be in Ohio like midday. I'll have a decent amount of time to hopefully get set up Wednesday, and then be really prepared for what like Thursday throws at us, which should be pretty easy, and then get the ball rolling for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Typical. Getting the stream set up type jazz,
You got a lot of good streamers going there with you. And you got yourselves, of course, with Dilation. You've got, obviously Redmond, take it or leave it. And then you've got Alex. So it's going to be a good show.
It'll be fun. It'll be a blast. Okay, Bill.
Got to go on to say, what do you think, bud? Want to go next on to what we think the top attacker is?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna go with, even though he's a prime, a top attacker is so weird right now with how the meta's going. I'm gonna say Reverse Flash.
Ooh. Okay.
He's a prime, which I know is a gutsy call, but he's just such a good prime, and the attacking meta is weird with all the you're seeing a lot more tent poles and different stuff going on than you normally would. There's not when Carnage Silver Surfer ruled the meta, where he was just the obvious attacker you would pick, or Kong or whoever. Doesn't seem like there is one like that that's that easy to pick. So I'm gonna say Reverse Flash.
I really do like the Reverse Flash pick. I think just in general, past is so strong, and I love the past keyword, so I really love that past is strong. Like, that's huge for me. And I think Reverse Flash is good. Just the value you get, a hypersonic flurry. Pretty insane. Genuinely
phenomenal 40
insane.
points,
so,
and obviously he's an Avenger. Which run was that, Calder, that he was on? You're a bigger Avengers guy than on. Who was writing Avengers when Reverse Flash was on?
When Reverse Flash
when he was on
Avenger,
Avengers.
that's probably the Jason Aaron. I'd have to imagine Jason Aaron Avengers run somewhere in there. That just sounds like some stuff he would kind of get up to. Getting Reverse Flash on the team.
Great run.
It's good.
I remember
it's
that run. One.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you can't beat it.
No one can run like Reverse Flash.
Nope, you can't beat him. I believe my top attacker, my most played main attacker, I do believe I said Captain America, Gladiator Captain America. So Chase Cap from SD, Smash and Destroy. That's
a homer pick.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, just like, oh wow, I love Captain America. I'm gonna pick a Captain America. Not that I blame him. He's good.
Yeah, it's me. That's me, Bill. I'm the Captain America guy. That's
just in.
That's it.
Breaking news.
I like Captain America. Surprise, surprise. If this was actually news to somebody at this point, they have either just started listening to the podcast, or not even then, because I just talked about a team that was like 90% Captain America's on it. So I don't know.
Maybe they just skipped all the way forward to this point.
They could have skipped that part. They could have been like, oh, he's talking about some team build. I don't really care. Tell me about the news. Tell me about Nationals, I guess. And then it's like, oh, wow, this guy really, I don't know what this guy's deal is. He really likes Captain America. I'm like, yep, that'd be me. But yeah, I love Gladiator Captain America. Dude makes, 15 damage in one turn, all on his lonesome, if you play it right. I like the arena marker a lot, obviously. He bashes. He has great survivability. with Devil Dinosaur. Ironically, the only thing that I think, plenty of attacks can get him, right? He's just got combat reflexes. He can heal, sure, but he really does just have combat reflexes. You got to play him smart. You got to keep him in the arena marker. You just kind of got to keep him safe. Ironically, like Pegasus Captain America, he kills this guy, messes him up, right? Gets rid of his defense powers, gets rid of stop. There's trick arrows that get rid of stop. Like, I'm not saying he's not counterable, but I'm saying he's so strong offensively. And honestly, I like seeing when a figure is relatively glass cannony, because if they're going to be really strong offensively, it kind of just seems a little more balanced, in my opinion, because it's really tough to play against a character that is so incredibly strong offensively and also strong defensively, right? Like Legacy Thanos shooting through everything or mind controlling through everything. And then he also just had like 10, 11 clicks to chew through of like super senses, reduced pen. That stuff gets a little old. So I'm cool at like an attacker that does crazy damage. It has like decent survivability, but it's not like, impervious with super senses that can't be outwitted 50-50 super sense. You know what I mean? It's not like Prime Spider-Man where it's like, geez, this guy is like both an insanely effective attacker and also really hard to damage and therefore like annoying to play against. So anyways, Bill, who do you think the most played support piece is going to be? I feel like this is a really
No, we're both gonna pick the exact. Well, okay. Yeah. Am I allowed to pick a bystander?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, bystanders.
I think we're picking if the answer is yes or no, we're picking the same figure.
Do you want a 3-2-1 it here?
Oh, are we saying yes on the bystander or no on the bystander?
We're gonna say yes on the bystander. In which case, we're gonna say
okay, sure.
So okay, 3, 2, 1. The Phoenix.
Copycat.
Oh man, copycat. Yeah, I was thinking copycat or Phoenix. You got me. Okay.
I think Phoenix is a little harder to get a hold of, and I prefer pronouncing it Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phoenix. Little harder to get a hold of because you had to buy it at the charity auction or have been in attendance, of course, at Silver Nats. And it was not cheap on the auction. I don't know anyone who's listening if you didn't actually go on the auction. I was pretty surprised by the prices were. Like, good luck getting one for less than $100 for what was a poker chip. Surprising to me. But yeah, I mean,
they're always pretty
it's. I also think that it's a bit of a double-edged sword where if you're playing the Phoenix Pog and your opponent's playing, say, Mern, you can, don't get me wrong, there's ways around it. Like if you're going second, if they have Mern, you just kill the Phoenix Pog. There's a lot of easy ways to do it, right? You just
fair enough.
Put something underneath it and they pull it back out and kill it. But you're sacrificing 10 points, so you're giving yourself a dead 10 points on your team. But yeah, I would say I think Copycat would be what I'd pick one.
She is pretty nuts.
I mean,
it's crazy that she got printed. Just hello and welcome back.
At least Copycat. She's easy to get a hold of, right?
True.
Very easy, right? You can just go out and buy one that came in a box set that wasn't that expensive. So, yeah. And you get the trick arrows with that too. So that's
eat the extra trick.
Nice bargain.
Oh, you know it. What do you think the most played theme is going to be, Bill?
Very tough because I actually expect it to be almost very largely unthemed. I mean, obviously, I'm tracking all of this with the ELO, and I put out the data sheet every week that shows what everybody is playing, and
that's a legitimate answer.
So I'd say non-theme is what I think will be the most quote-unquote played theme. But if I'm going to pick an actual theme, I think it will be Past/Avengers. Whichever one you want to pick, I think it'll be that combo.
Was gonna say Avengers/Past, right? Like that's what I think. So that's what I'm gunning for. My boy Captain America holding it down, being a real leader.
Just the Kooky Quartet gave so much support to both Past and to now because of the team up card Avengers, where that is just really good. But I think probably a lot of people will play unthemed because they're going to want to have the legacy card Chair Panther to deal with the absolutely amazing amount of stuff people can put on their sideline now.
Yeah. And then we already kind of talked about who we think will win, right? So Really, it's just left with some of the Nationals Silver Age stuff going on here. So most played team in Silver. Am I wrong to think that it's also probably going to be Avengers? Like that's also probably a pretty legit team to be played.
Well, I mean, Isaac won the Silver Worlds and he played X-Men, right?
Oh, that's right.
So
Okay, I keep
there
thinking of
is a
Lucas's
lot
theme about the
of
Worlds.
sort of net decking type. Like, I mean, by the way, I could never blame anyone for copying a team that Isaac made. He's arguably, if not substantially, the best player in the world. So
I've done it. I had fun.
if he
copying his
plays
team once time.
X-Men and you want to play X-Men, can't blame you.
Yeah. Good time.
But no, I mean, Lucas played past/Avengers and came top 4. Another one of the top players in the world. So you're not wrong though. But like the past/Avengers sort of combo, without a doubt, one of the favorites to go there. I think Silver theme not as strong as it is in 300 modern right now, especially considering you can't play Chair Panther, right? Isn't he banned? I mean, I know Beetlejuice is banned, which means he's not anywhere near as
the Juice is banned
required anyway. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot more likely you're going to see a theme team in Silver. So yeah, I'd say pass. I'd agree. Pass S Avengers. I mean, some people might try the Isaac thing. He's such a good player. They're trying to play that Angel Bomb. Tricky for someone who doesn't have a lot of time to practice.
Dude. I love the Angel Bomb's hilarious. I think it's so good.
It was. I mean, obviously it worked. It was amazing. I think that's not a team that's easy for everyone to play. It had swap and trying to figure out all the permutations from all the different swaps. Not easy. It's not just a team that you can just decide to. I'm going to go ahead and play that tomorrow and do well. No, we're not all Isaac, unfortunately.
Dude, truly unfortunate. If I had the skill set, the Heroclix mentality, I'd probably still be podcasting, but I would win more, which would be really cool.
You'd just be a multi-time world champion and also podcasting.
And that would be pretty chill. Mm-hmm. Who do you think will win the Origins Silver Age event? Again, I don't know who's competing, so it's really tough, especially I feel like in more narrow field for Silver than with Modern.
So I'll do a cheat answer here.
Okay. So Bill's cheating. Let's preface.
I'm gonna cheat. Cheating. I'm gonna say Isaac.
Okay.
I mean, I know because he just won the world championship.
Really
but if your fellow South Dakotan is playing, I'll say Lucas.
You kind of took.
I don't know because I know Lucas is largely judging, but
I really wanted to say Lucas as well. That's what I was kind of gunning for.
You're allowed to say Lucas.
Well, now I feel like I'm not. You just kind of took that answer from me, Bill. So
you can agree.
I'm gonna say Joseph Harrison, but again, I don't know if he's gonna be there. But I'm gonna go in with Joe. Going with Joe.
Everyone should just tell us if they're going or not ahead of time. So
I know you guys have made it so inconvenient.
Come on, guys.
Why would you just send an email to dialhforheroclix@gmail.com?
Everyone just DM Dial for Heroclix so we know ahead of time.
It'd be and then as soon as the podcast goes up, it's just inbox flooded, absolutely flooded with stuff like that. Bill, we're gonna do some quick questions for the show. Like I said, guys, dialhforheroclix@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. We do get those from time to time. I kind of like a nice thoughtfully typed up email. I think that's pretty fun. I think it's pretty cool. Or if you want to go to Facebook, you can go to Dial H for Heroclix Podcast on Facebook. Send us a message over there. But most of the questions we're going to be answering right now are from our Discord, which is, of course, Patreon exclusive. So if you do Dial H Podcast, so no Heroclix, just Dial H Podcast on Patreon, that's us. You can join for as little as really $1 a month. But if you join for $5 a month, you get access to the Discord and a bunch of other cool stuff. Pretty awesome community. Usually people are chit-chatting, maybe playing some Marvel Rivals, etc., doing some fun, cool things. This week, we have a few questions from Ethan. He has hit us with a few questions that we can come tackle here. So he says Copycat has had 2 busted versions. I would agree. The Bystander, and then, of course, the 90.1 from Deadpool, which is insane. What characters beat her in having the most busted named character race? It's now, I think, saying specifically who has more versions where it's just like that's the character's name, right? But then also, Copycat, like the 90-point Copycat, was straight up banned in a few tournaments in like Bronze Age, stuff like that. Being able to steal an opponent's figure and then just stick them with Copycat is so insanely strong. I think obviously we've had a plethora of good Captain Americas recently. That comes to mind. I don't think any of them have been on the level of kind of either Copycat, I would say. I think Scarlet Witch comes to mind. I think she might be close to beating Copycat. Again, only, I guess, 2 to 3 versions come to mind. So, like, Chaos War Scarlet Witch, insanely good at the time. Then there was, of course, Rune Marker Scarlet Witch, or Hex Marker Scarlet Witch. And then Kooky Quartet,
Kooky
probably. Yeah, so I think Scarlet Witch could be up there.
Kooky Scarlet Witch is bust though.
She
I
busted.
would
Okay,
say
so
that's
then I
true.
would probably say Scarlet Witch comes up with being pretty busted, gives Copycat a run for her money. What do you think, Bill?
I'm trying to pick someone who's even more busted than this. This is making it difficult on me. I don't know. Maybe there's people listening right now being like, "Oh, you're not thinking about this." I can't think of anything that's better than that. I mean, consistently, there's a lot of figures that have had good versions of them made, but I don't know if I can think of anything better than Copycat or Scarlet Witch, because you just named that off. Which is very odd that if you were to ask a comic book fan, like, let's say you're talking to a comic book fan who's never played Heroclix before, and they're like, "Oh, which like person has like character has got the best figures? And, like, has it been Superman? Has it been Wolverine, Spider-Man, Batman?" Like, no, it's probably Copycat and Scarlet Witch. They'd look at you like, kind of like cross-eyed, being like, "Seriously?" Like,
Some people could
that
be like,
might
"Oh,
actually be
sure,
the case.
Scarlet Witch, yeah, she can like erase all like half of all mutants with a word, with a thought, right?" Like, I feel like Copycat's fair. I do think they would almost all be like, "How is it not Superman?" Right? That's the most busted, broken character in comics by and large for most people. So, but it's like, how do I explain to you that there's really never been like that meta of a Superman? I don't think. Because even the ones holding the rock over their heads,
one back in,
like those
I
ones,
think there was
Crisis
one in the
suits.
pre-carded era, wasn't there? That it was like the Kingdom Come pre-carded one that was apparently like pretty busted. I think, I don't know. This is obviously way before my time. I remember there were people talking about how there was a Superman that was insanely good, but it was like really far back before I was playing.
Yeah, oh, there's definitely some good ones, but I just don't know if it's ever been like consistent meta staple, you know, not in the way like Scarlet Witch has kind of been, you know what I mean? There's not really, they've never made more zombie Super Scrolls. And really, it was like one Super Scroll, and then I think the Fantastic Four Super Scroll was just kind of fringe off meta, but I loved him. But he definitely wasn't. Like,
I think he's very good, underrated.
But I enjoyed him.
Underrated
He
figure.
is underrated.
I think
real.
better now. Give him the Dream Ruby.
Honestly, the fact
good.
that Pulse Wave doesn't do full damage anymore, that was my biggest issue, or my biggest problem I kept running into. Is someone would just four damage Pulse Wave us, you know, a Super Scroll, and then he would just be dead. I'm like, well, I've got 3 rollouts and reduced pen and all this good stuff, but yeah, no, 4 damage Pulse Wave, you got me, brother.
Sure.
I'm hooked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, Pulse Wave only doing 1 damage. He's definitely better now. It's pretty solid. I'm really trying to scratch my brain and think about meta characters that have been like a character that has been consistently meta like several times. Really coming up with like Scarlet Witch. I know there's versions of Iron Man that have been good. So there's obviously like DC or M10. I almost said DC-10. Goodness gracious. M10 Iron Man was obviously very meta when he came out. And then also there's like Sicarian Iron Man, who is obviously very meta. So there's those two.
Iron Man,
but I can't
in
think
general,
of
is kind of bad.
Typically, he's not great. Yeah, Ian and I have been on a rant about Running Shot, Energy Explosion, same guy, Iron Man. You know, I don't know. I can't think. So that's a good question, Ethan. You kind of stumped me. And then he
I
asks,
think it's just Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is the answer.
do you think it's really good? If someone can think of another one though, please send it our way because I am genuinely curious if you guys can think of any people that have been in Heroclix playing Heroclix for a really long time. Because every time I think of something, I just go like, yeah, Nightcrawler, Fire Lord, or like Unimind. But it's like, yeah, that's just the one version of them that was meta, right? Or like, oh, Sentry Void. It was only one Sentry Void. You know, in the Justice League team base. There's only one Justice League team base. There's only one zombie team base. You know, a gluttony or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's only
Absolutely.
once.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really tough to try to think of like, oh, what's someone who's like spanned across multiple different times of HeroClix. I guess you could say Nick Fury in a way, because there was Balls of Fury and then there was like Unseen, which were both like Nick Fury Sr. So sort of Nick Fury. Those guys were both pretty busted and those guys were both pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to think like outside of a lot of this. You could probably say Destroyer in a way. Like sort of. Like Destroyers are always
Sure, they're
good.
actually Destroyer.
Destroyer.
There's been some ridiculously
Yeah.
good versions of Destroyer that have been
Odin
printed.
in the Destroyer armor. He was like
Yep.
OP for a bit, and you could
And
double
then-
call in.
Yep.
The
The
Prime.
two Destroyer Primes.
Yep.
They're both
Destroyers.
Destroyer Primes. Insane. Destroyer's up there, yeah. But I'd say Copycat is punching above her weight class to in
Easily.
amazing level.
I guess Felix Faust, right? Like his 30.1 is really, really, really good. And then his original Felix Faust is just broken. Is just insane, right? So Felix Faust,
maybe the best figure ever. I mean,
You know.
it's
pretty good. Pretty solid. So yeah. Anyways, great question, Ethan, because you got me stumped. He then asks, thoughts on Marvel Snap and what do you play? I do sadly still play Marvel Snap. I've gone off and I've quit for a few months and I've come back and I've quit for a few months and I've come back. Right now, as I've been starting to do 75 hard, it makes the little bike on the gym very easy to do. So getting in a 45-minute, really hard, like 12, 13 difficulty bike setting in the gym is really easy playing Marvel Snap because it's just like I'm just sitting here playing a video game pretty much while my legs are going. So I typically play ongoing stuff because Captain America is ongoing. I know, shocker. So I love ongoing with Tribunal. I love ongoing Spectrum stuff. I like Zoo a lot. I love Kazar, Blue Marvel, all that jazz.
Kazar.
I don't Kazar. K-Zar, excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Patriot, I used to really enjoy Patriot. I'm not really a Destroy player. I really don't like Move whatsoever. I do not think Move is fun at all. Yeah, that's really about it. So that's what I kind of play in Marvel Snap. Not a ton of stuff. Bill, do you still play?
Sure. I mean, Ethan, you want to hear what I play in Marvel Snap? I played Marvel Rivals, and my Invisible Woman, unstoppable. You can't even handle the heals, Ethan. Sorry, you don't even want to like step against the team that I'm on.
So true.
If anything, Ethan, I might just invite you to play against me after we're recording this podcast. Get wrecked. Kalder and I against you and whoever your friends you want to bring. You can't even handle the heals. Calder step in there, just be attacking. Won't be able to handle it. You won't be able to kill Calder because of my heals.
It's a bloodbath.
So much heals.
Unstoppable
So much
team.
heals.
It's true,
The
Bill.
heals. I mean, at some point, I can just see Ethan. He's sitting around. He's like, "Oh, maybe we got a shot." And then he just hears disappear, and he's like, "Oh no!" And then everyone's just getting healed. And it's, "Oh, Ethan, what are you gonna do?" "Oh no, you're gonna get wrecked. That's what's gonna happen."
Dang. All right. I love it. That's hilarious. Well, Bill, that's pretty much the end of our show. That's pretty much all I have to talk about. If there's any last things that you want to mention really quickly or any shout outs that you want to get to, by all means, go for it, my man.
Sure, I'll throw a last mention in there. Since it's Natty's coming up on this weekend, I went through and did a little quick data analysis on the ELO, and the ELO says there is a 43% chance that somebody rated in the top 16 will win Nats, and then there's a 57% 45% chance. Did I do that right? 45% chance that somebody in the top 16 will win, and a 57% chance the field will win. The field meaning everyone not rated in the top 16. So I think it'd be cool to do a poll. What does everyone think? Will it be a top 16 player that's going to win Nats this year, or will it be the field? Is it going to be a player that isn't in the top 16? Is it going to be someone coming from out of the shadows to take it down? I think that'd be cool to do a little poll, and like everybody let us know what you think.
I like that idea. I think that'd actually be really cool because we have seen a lot of dark horse picks, a lot of people that maybe you see their name every once in a while, but you don't see them around a ton, or maybe you've just like never seen them before, or like if you're not paying attention to the metagame, you've maybe never seen these guys, and they can kind of come out and win out of nowhere. So that's kind of fun. But at the same time, we have like the Patrick Frazier's, the Dylan Castbombs, Isaac Arnold Berkovitz's of the world that have good, consistent showings.
Yep, Isaac won Silver Nats this year. Obviously, Pat Frazier won Worlds. He's a known name. But we also have people like Saul, very good player. But at the time, most people didn't really know who he was. Right? He kind of came out of nowhere. So we'll see. What do people think? Do you think it's going to be a Cinderella story out of nowhere, or is it going to be just Isaac again? Feel free to vote.
I think that is actually a really cool idea. Might have to post that up. Check it out. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to Dial H for HeroClix. I, like always, was your host, Kalder and Ian. As a reminder, Dial H for HeroClix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest HeroClix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Use code DIAL5, DIAL5 for 5% off your Cool Stuff Inc. order. And go to shop.wizkids.com. Use code DIALH10 for 10% off your HeroClix order over there. Again, not usable with certain pre-orders, iconics, or promos. And for right now, limited time, I believe you can still get that killer moth. So go check it out. Well, guys, we will see you. The next time you see me, it'll be on camera, and you'll see me on the YouTube channel with Ian and Alec and Ryan. And we'll be going all over nationals. And we're going to be live streaming, and it'll be a great old blast. So, guys, like always, happy trails. Hey there, guys. Really sorry about Bill's audio. Don't know how to fix it. I tried to even it out. I don't think it was overall too terrible, but I do just want you to know that I did understand that the audio was a little messed up, and there were some bits and bobs here and there. I tried to normalize it the best I could, but I want to get this episode out to you guys for all those traveling to nationals. Either way, if you're traveling for nationals, please travel safe, and like always, happy trails again.